Now let's make 3 more adjustments to our backtest. First is very easy. Let's go to backtester settings and here round lot size. This is rounding the number of shares we are holding or the backtest buys. You can see that shares, this is the amount of shares the backtest bought, and 43.8, 58.9, that's not real because yes, there are platforms that enable fractional shares, but even for the sake of backtest, I prefer to have a rounded number. So let's just overwrite it to 1, run the backtest again, and we got real numbers of shares. It doesn't affect the backtest profitability, but it is just better to have it like this. Second is switching from the mode where we buy by the percent of equity to a fixed amount. It better reflects the uh, logic of the backtest and excludes out the money management effect, which is it is easy to do. I just delete this SP as percent of equity. I can start typing and it offers me percent of equity, percent of position, number of shares, and what I'm looking is SPS value, and this is dollar value for which the backtest buys the stocks. So we know that we have 10,000 base equity, so let's say 2,000. This means that the backtest will always buy for 2,000. Let's see the effect. Save it, run the backtest, and the position value is again more or less 2,000. It's almost never strictly 2,000 because we have these rounded shares. It is something less than 2,000. But the difference is that it stays 2,000 all the time, all the way throughout the years. It is 2,000. And the effect on the equity is as follows. Of course, it decreases the average profit and loss and the profitability altogether. But the equity curve is not exponential anymore, and we can see the effect of backtest, the effect of the logic behind the backtest more clearly and not distorted by the exponential curve. So I prefer it like this. And in the real life, with the money management, yes, we can increase the profits in time by keeping the percentage of equity as the amount for which we buy. But for backtest, if you want to exclude the effect of money management and see the pure effect of the logic of the backtest, this is clearer. Third one is to change how we exit the position. And again, it is in the backtester settings and in stops. Now we are backtesting with this setting. Trade next bar on open. That means that when we get a signal, we wait for the next day open, and then we exit the position again when, for example, stop loss, when we reach the predefined stop loss, the loss, the next day we are exiting on open. We can change that to this one, that we still will be entering the next day on open, because that's a very comfortable way of entering, but the stops will be so-called intraday. That means anytime the loss reaches the predefined value, it will exit the position immediately, the same day. Like this, we can control better the the losses or the profits, but mostly the losses, because it will be almost always exactly 2%. Whereas when we leave the exit on next day, the losses can be much higher. We saw that in previous chapter. So let's see the effect again. Now, if I want to see the highest loss, it is not that bad anymore. You remember 4,000 or 2,000. Now it is 660 is the highest in those 13 years. And the top five losses are not higher than 700, 660, 490, 440, 400, and 180. Whereas the profits, they are of course higher because we still keep the ratio 5 to 2. This is something that we can experiment with. Of course, if we increase the losses, we can be longer in the trade and potentially turn it into a profitable position. And if we increase the targets, we can reach higher targets, but also sometimes the position can turn into loss more often. So we have to balance by experimenting. Let's see what happens if I change it to 3% of profit. The equity smoothened exactly because of this, because we don't stay in the position so long and we aren't exposed to that much of volatility in the individual profits. We will get back to the detailed analysis later.